before. We're in St. Bride's on the Cape Shore of Placentia Bay, Newfoundland. Father Kelly is the parish priest here, and as well as being from the area, he's lived a number of years in Ireland, so he's got a great interest in the Irish heritage that's such a part of the Cape Shore. We'd like for you to meet him, so here's Dennis talking with Father Kelly.
Father Kelly, you're parish priest of St. Bride's. What size of a parish would that be?
We have about 1,600 people altogether, and in distance you're talking about 40 to 50 miles. 7 or 8 communities, 7 communities really, where people are dwelling and living.
What communities would those be?
Well, the parish goes right from Branch in St. Mary's Bay, around the Cape to Pointlands, then to St. Bride's. We also include Coslet, Angels Cove, Patrick's Cove and Ship Cove altogether.
When did the Irish come here?
Well, from what I know from the people themselves, from their stories and even from some statistics that's been done, around 1820 on up through different parts of the communities, or the area I should say, from different parts of Ireland at different times, but from the early 1800s to the latter part.
Why have they kept such a strong Irish tradition here?
I think first of all the fact of the oral tradition that's been handed on through music, through song, through monologue and dialogue and so on, especially through our concerts throughout the parish each year. We're having 4, 5, 6, and particularly for the old-timers. They in turn have been handing those stories on to their children. The dialect, as you know yourself, and having spent some time in Ireland, there's times you think you're walking into County Cork, or other times you think you're in Wexford or Wicklow, or even Waterford itself, especially Waterford. The different communities have retained different dialects, and that culture is just expressed in their whole behavioural patterns. And I suppose even too in the fact of the fishing, they've retained that, and their methods in terms of farming, sometimes they're a wee bit primitive, but are being advanced. That we can see too. Keeping the sheep, the cattle, there's many, many reasons.
Do you think isolation would have anything to do with it?
Definitely. It's only within the past number of years, I guess, that the communication areas have really opened, even in terms of transportation, roads, pavement, this type of thing. Because of its ruralness in that area, it has certainly, I think, given benefit to the fact of retaining the Irish culture, the Irish tradition.
You've lived in Ireland for some time, and you're from here in Newfoundland. What comparisons can you see here between Ireland and the Cape Shore, for example?
Well, the first one, I think that'd meet anyone's eye, is the fact of the terrain itself. Even as we stand here and have a chat, you could be in Donegal, you know, or again you could be standing in Waterford looking out over the sea. That's certainly one definite resemblance. Maybe if I can relate just a short thing, when I was in Ireland studying, our sociology teacher asked me to write something in sociology pertaining to culture shock. So I put on the paper I had yet to experience it. And the same way coming back here, you know, there's no culture shock. To me, it's just the same as if you're in Ireland, with the odd hedge and the fence and the dialect itself, which is so resemblance to the people back there, and has certainly been given great root by the people that have moved here.
Are the young people as interested in their heritage as their forefathers were?
Well, they are and they aren't. They are from the point of view that I believe they're genuinely interested in learning about the traditions, you know, their roots, in other words, where they came from, how they got here, what took place in their own development and growth and so on. But I don't believe they can be the point of view that they just don't have that heart relationship. They cannot feel the closeness and the warmth and, I guess, the love that's been brought out by their ancestors and parents, grandparents and so on. Again, though, I believe at Memorial University with its extension courses and so on, and with the great emphasis, you know, on folklore tradition. Again, this year introducing in our schools, you know, folklore, Newfoundland authors, traditions, cultures and so on. That will, and I think has, to give an urge or an impetus to our students and to our young people to want to know and to want to learn.